Welcome back. In the last video, we split our data into training and test sets. And because we did an 80-20 split, we've got about 800 samples to train on and 200 samples to test on. Remember, the training set is so that the model can learn patterns. Patterns that represent this data set here, the circles data set, red dots or blue dots. And the test data set is so that we can evaluate those patterns. And I took a little break before, but you can tell that because my notebook is disconnected. But if I wanted to reconnect it, what could I do? We can go here, runtime, run before. That's going to run all of the cells before. It shouldn't take too long because we haven't done any large computations, but this is good timing because we're up to part 2, building a model. And so there's a fair few steps here, but nothing that we haven't covered before. We're going to break it down. So let's build a model to classify our blue and red dots. And to do so, we want to tensors. I want two, not tensors. That's all right. So let me just make some space here. There we go. So number one, let's set up device agnostic code so we get in the habit of creating that. So our code will run on an accelerator. I can't even spell accelerator. Doesn't matter, you know what I mean. GPU, if there is one. 2, what should we do next? Well, we should construct a model, because if we want to build a model, we need a model. Construct a model, and we're going to go by subclassing nn.module. Now we saw this in the previous section. We subclassed nn.module. In fact, all models in PyTorch subclass nn.module. And let's go define loss function and optimizer. And finally, Google Colab's autocorrect is not ideal. And then we'll create a training and test loop, though this will probably be in the next section. We'll focus on building a model here. And of course, all of these steps are in line with what? They're in line with this. So we don't have device agnostic code here, but we're just going to do it enough so that we have a habit. These are the main steps. Pick or build a pre-trained model to suit your problem. Pick a loss function and optimizer. Build a training loop. So let's have a look. How can we start this off? So we'll import PyTorch and NN. We've already done this, but we're going to do it anyway for completeness, just in case you wanted to run your code from here. Import NN, and we're going to make device agnostic code. So we'll set the device equal to CUDA if torch.CUDA is available, else CPU, which will be the default. The CPU is the default. If there's no GPU, which means that CUDA is available, all of our PyTorch code will default to using the CPU. Device. Now, we haven't set up a GPU yet so far. You may have, but as you see, my target device is currently CPU. How about we set up a GPU? We can go into here, runtime, change runtime type, GPU, and I'm going to click save. Now, this is going to restart the runtime and reconnect. So once it reconnects, beautiful. We could actually just run this code cell here. This is going to set up the GPU device, but because we're only running this cell, if we were to just set up xtrain, we've not been defined. So because we restarted our runtime, let's run all, or we can just run before. So this is going to rerun all of these cells here. And do we have xtrain now? Let's have a look. Wonderful. Yes, we do. Okay, beautiful. So we've got device agnostic code. In the next video, let's get on to constructing a model. I'll see you there.